acknowledgements that have come are too little, too late, and too incomplete. Justice, in any meaningful sense, has not been done. But perhaps the most important question is not what was done to Lumumba. It is what was prevented and whether it can still be achieved. African resource sovereignty, true economic independence, Pan-African political cooperation, the right of African peoples to control their own destinies, their own wealth, their own futures. These ideas did not die with Lumumba. They went underground. They resurfaced in Thomas Sankara's Burkina Faso in the 1980s, in the African Union's aspirations, in contemporary debates about renegotiating mining contracts, in young African economists challenging the terms of international debt. The vision survives. The struggle continues. The question Lumumba asked, who does Africa's wealth belong to, has not yet been fully answered. What does the story of Patrice Lumumba teach us? It teaches us that ideas are dangerous, that the idea of dignity, the simple radical idea that a people deserve to govern themselves and benefit from their own labor, can terrify governments and mobilize armies. It teaches us that independence is not a single moment. It is a process, long, difficult, and incomplete. The raising of a flag does not end colonialism. The signing of a constitution does not guarantee sovereignty. True independence requires the redistribution of economic power, the right to control one's own resources, the freedom to make decisions without foreign interference. Lumumba understood this. His enemies understood it too. That is why they moved so quickly, so violently to remove him. It teaches us about the Cold War's particular cruelty, how a global ideological struggle between two distant powers was allowed to destroy the political futures of nations that had barely emerged from colonialism. Millions of people paid the price of a binary world in which they had no voice. It teaches us about complicity, that crimes of this magnitude require not just perpetrators but enablers, politicians who look away, corporations that benefit, historians who omit, textbooks that simplify. And perhaps most importantly, it teaches us about memory. The attempt to destroy Lumumba, to dissolve his body in acid, to erase his physical existence was an attempt to destroy memory itself. It failed because memory, like that Congo River, keeps moving. You cannot dam it forever. Patrice Lumumba was 35 years old when he died. He served as prime minister for less than 3 months before being stripped of effective power. He governed nothing in the end except the idea of what the Congo could be. And yet 60 years later, his name is still spoken. His portrait is still raised. His words are still read. That is power. That is legacy. That is what they could not kill. Thank you for watching Africa Hidden History. If this documentary moved you, if it taught you something, if it made you think, please take a moment right now to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this story. The story of Africa is long, complex, and extraordinary. There are hundreds of chapters that the world has never been told. That is why this channel exists. In our next episode, we will explore another chapter of Africa's hidden history, the story of Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary president of Burkina Faso who, like Lumumba, dared to imagine true African sovereignty and paid for that vision with his life. He called himself Africa's Che Guevara. His enemies called him dangerous. History calls him unforgettable. Don't miss it. Until next time, know your history, know your power, know yourself.